Hi dears, welcome back to the channel Benidorm by Anna. It's me Anna with you here, and today it was raining the whole morning long, non-stop at all. But right now, as you can see, the sun is already here. It's very warm outside. You even have to take off your jacket, and which is the reason basically why we came today towards the beach of Levante to see right there behind us how many people are enjoying this nice weather, and as well to talk about the latest news update and the situation here in Spain. I should have even taken my sunglasses because the sun is quite aggressive right now, surprisingly, and it's very bright, as if we would be almost summertime. But it's also good. It's vitamin D, it's nice weather, it's warm and just amazing here today. We don't have the details for the Sunday, as you might know, but last Saturday, if you remember, we've had 6,636 new cases and the index was 112. It's supposed to increase like up until 120, more or less, hopefully during this weekend, so up until today's date. The Supreme Courts are deciding today or tomorrow, more or less, what they will be doing with the autonomic regions, the ones that basically asked for the green passports to be implemented inside. These regions, there are a few that have it already, which is Balearic Islands, which is Galicia and Catalonia. And right now, Valencian region, as you might know, already is in favor of making this happening here in the region and ask it, first of all, in bars, restaurants, cafeterias, and etc. And the last thing, what they want to do and what they're planning to do is to ask it in transport. We will see what will be going on. They are waiting for the approval from the Supreme Court. If they will receive it, then probably this situation will change very soon, because I know that not a lot of you guys are willing to have a certificate just because it's difficult, or just because you came just with an antigen testing or like a PCR and you don't have it for any other reason, or it's not valid anymore. You know, people just, or some people just don't know how to download and generate the certificate, because some people are already like third age, you know, so not for everyone it's easy to have. Here in Spain, we don't have really much protest about this going on, like in our Valencian community. People are like okay with it so far, but we will see what will be happening when it's going to be approved and if it's going to be approved. While in all other parts of Europe, there's a very difficult situation. You know already, I'm sure you also follow the news as well as I do, that in Austria, they are in lockdown. Like Germany is also planning some severe measures, making even a vaccination obligatory. In Netherlands, they are doing also a lot of modifications in terms of restrictions. It's a tough situation in a lot of countries in Europe, but Spain is not willing to get back to restrictions, and it's not willing to have some severe like modifications in terms of movement or like lockdown or things like this, because so far everything is quite good and stable in a way that cases are increasing, but it's not as drastic as it might be in other European countries. So drastic measures so far, no thank you. This is basically the situation that we have today here in Spain and in our sunny and very warm Benidorm region. The second news that I wanted to let you know is about the rental here in Spain. Not only for people who are willing to rent something, but also for those who have your property here and you are willing to rent it long term. Right now, the profit that people obtain from renting their properties is getting lower and lower each time, and the amount of people who just are not paying for it, not keen or not willing to pay for one reason or the other, it's not the point, are increasing a lot. 20% of all the owners who have like their contract finishing, like let's say you're renting your house and like at the end of this year in December, the contract of the person who's renting it will finish. 20% of all these owners that are in this situation are deciding to sell their property just because it's not profitable anymore. Also, not only because of that, it's also because people are not paying. There are a lot of issues, like people are paying first like few months, then they lose their job, they can't pay anymore, and you cannot really do anything because you cannot just throw them out to the street. Here in Spain, there is a very like interesting, let's call it like that, law that protects people from losing the roof over their heads, like being homeless. especially people with children, and people know it, and some of them are using it with illegal profits, with illegal things, like illegally getting into the house, paying the first month, and then just living there for free for a lot of time, up until the court will decide to throw them away, or up until they receive some kind of a juicy amount of money from the owners in order to leave that house. Basically, this is what's happening right now. And if before owners were feeling them more protected, right now it's less and less, just because there is a new law of properties, like the new law of home, that is being prepared, that will defend even more that each person has a right to have a good house, a home, somewhere to live, and also that people will not be able to higher up the amount of that they charge monthly for the rent up until the point that they want to. There's going to be a maximum amount, the limit that they will be able to charge. So this is why more and more people are selling their homes here in Spain. If before the profit was 34-35%, right now the profit is 4.5% for a new home and 6% for a second-hand home, which is it's a huge decrease by 30% more or less. And in short terms, what they're saying right now is basically that the cost of a house, of a property, will keep increasing, at least short term, just because the prime materials are increasing, the newly built houses are increasing in price, and the second-hand homes, they're seeing that this is happening, and since they have more demand, they are increasing the prices slowly but surely. But we'll see what will be going on, but at least right now here it's almost not profitable anymore to rent a house to someone, which results in less and less homes being available for long-term rental, which is a huge problem for all of us, because a lot of families live on a long-term rent before they buy their own house, before they get a stable job. They get to reunite some money to pay the pre-deposit, because here banks usually don't give 100% of a mortgage payment, they give you up until 80%, and that's basically in best case scenario. So you need to have this money for the lawyer, for a lot of different things, for the documents, etc. And not all people have it. Not all people barely can just coexist and pay for the food and for the final invoices. So, I mean, it is what it is. Let me know how it's in your country, if it's very easy to get a rented home, or if it's just extremely difficult. But on the other hand, buying a property is way easier with a bank, with a mortgage, than it is here in Spain. I know that in Netherlands, for example, in Holland, there it's difficult to rent a home in some places, because I know some YouTubers live there from Spain, and they wanted to rent a house, and it's kind of difficult. But just let me know how the situation is in your country. I think it will be interesting for a lot of us. And the next news is that we continue with the protests here in Spain. Not because of the situation. We have different types of protests going on simultaneously at the same time. For example, today there's going to be automotive industry, the motor industry will be protesting in Madrid. Why? Because of the crisis that they have in their sector right now, and because of the lack of microchips, that they're not arriving as many as they should have, logistic problems because it's way more expensive to bring things where they need to be delivered, and also the lack of prime materials, some of them, not all of them, that are being used to produce the cars. What they're saying also is that in Spain we have a few different plants, areas, factories, that will be probably closed very, very soon, because they don't need as many people. The process are being automatized. Robots are performing and doing a lot of the things that people used to do, and they just combine them in the same factory. So many separate factories are not necessary anymore. One of them is in Valencia. That's going to be right here. These people, they are protesting, workers are protesting as well, and they will be going out to the central streets of Valencia today. And there's also one which is German company that will be closing one part where they produce pieces for cars. They'll be closing in Barcelona as well. That one will affect approximately 440 more or less workers. That will be unemployed very soon. So this is a very hard situation for this sector. And apart from this one, today also finally, not only the agriculture and like farmers, they reunited themselves and they're going like with a caravan, like a lot of cars going one like after the other in a slow speed. They are getting towards Madrid to protest there as well due to the unbelievable conditions, very hot conditions, very low amount that they are getting paid, like everything that is happening with the price for fruit, vegetables, they're not receiving any income at all. The problem with the milk as well, you know, I've talked with you about it also, that the price is lower than actually cost to produce a liter of milk. So yeah, they are all heading to Madrid today. So it's going to be a tough day for a lot of people who live there. There might be streets that are closed, like blocked by these people. But let's just hope they're doing what they need to do. They are just fighting for their rights, which I think it's the right thing to do. If you do it like in a civilized way, it's a good thing to do it. Okay, like non-violent protests for a good reason are a good thing. But always when they're non-violent. So yeah, they're doing this. Let's hope that the government will make some kind of decisions and concrete like decisions, exact decisions that they need to make to help these sectors, because if not, in a decade, the situation that we see here in Spain will be way more different, and we will probably even need to import a lot of the fruit, vegetables, and milk products, like dairy products in general, because here we won't have any farms or like agriculture areas where it will be produced. Sadly, but true, at least so far, before all new measures are being taken by the government. And the last news is the debate that came back to our lives about the touristic tax. If you traveled not only here to Benidorm, but if you traveled also to Barcelona, like some other northern areas of Spain, you might heard that if you go to Catalonia, when you go to a hotel, apart from paying for the room and like all the charges, you also need to pay for a touristic tax, which is not included in the price. Here in our region, as all of you might know, we do not charge a touristic tax to people. You just pay what you like for a restaurant, wanted to say, for a hotel or a part hotel where you're staying, and that's basically it. But it might change. Probably it's not going to be happening, okay? But this debate is coming back because there are two main political parties here in our region, in Valencian area, that basically ask. They say like it's a must. They are very like insistent on it to implement this tax here in the area as well. The Osbeck, which is basically the king of all these hotels, this is a group, a company that protects all the hotels, that says all the measures that need to be taken, that dictates all the laws the hotels need to follow. They are saying basically that these political parties, they are doing it for their own benefit, like to get the money themselves. And they are insisting on eliminating this idea from their minds because it's not going to be happening, and that there are no reasons, like there is not even a one single, like for a tiny, it might be, there is no reasons at all and no necessity at all to do this. And especially right now in this delicate moment when the hotels are just trying to recover. They've had a good like summer, early autumn season, but now difficult times are coming. And if you even put like an extra tax for the tourists, apart from the PCR testing, apart from the things that they need to prepare before they come here, it just does not make any sense. It will make all the things way more difficult than they are already. So they are just saying that in no case they will approve this new measure. I don't know, to be honest with you guys, why these political parties are planning to put this new tax, because it just does not make any sense. And as Osbeck says, probably they're just looking a way to get some more money from this area, because any other reason, there is no such thing as other reasons, because there is no point in doing what they're planning to do. Let me know if, in a worst case scenario, if Valencian region would implement a tax, like a touristic tax as it is in Catalonia. It's not a lot, it's just like a few euros a day, but still, would you still be coming to Benidorm? Or on contrary, you would choose any other destination that does not have this tax? Let me your answer here in the comments. And basically these were all the news. What about the weather? It's very strange to say it, but there is a polar cold air mass that's coming to Spain. And I'm saying it while I'm like getting really hot here on the beach. There's the sunshine. It's right here on this side, but clouds are coming, so the rain is probably right there. But there is a cold air mass that's coming from the south part, like north part of Spain towards the south. And there will be a lot of storms. There's going to be snow in different areas in Spain, and we're kind of in alert due to new storm Dana. But we will see eventually what will be happening. Like, there is no red alert. It's just stormy, cloudy. It might be raining or snowing at some points. That's not something catastrophic for us. That would stop us from our everyday chores and filming here in Benidorm. On Friday, these storms will go out towards the north back again, and here it will be stable and sunny and nice and warm. Temperatures are decreasing a lot in some areas, but as I've told you, the warmest will be here on the Mediterranean area and on the south part of Spain. We will barely be affected by this storm, at least for now. In the center, the maximum temperatures will reach -2 degrees. So there's like the true winter already, even before December. And the temperatures will be in Alicante, 18. Here in our area right now, it's approximately I would say 20, 21 more or less. In Barcelona, 15, Granada, same 15, Malaga, 20, Sevilla, 19, Madrid, only 9 degrees today, Murcia, 19, Balearic Islands, 17, Canary, 21. It's nice and warm in there as usual. And in Valencia, 15 degrees today. The water temperature is 18.5 degrees in here. I don't see any people swimming. There are a few people who are walking just with bare feet, like doing a massage and with the water, with the salt and minerals, but only birds and seagulls are swimming, at least as for now. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video. If you did, you know already, don't forget to click a like and continue subscribing to the channel so that YouTube would see that these videos are interesting for you guys and recommend it to more and more people each time. I wish you a lovely and light beginning of a new work week, and I'll see you already tomorrow with a new video from our lovely Benidorm. Bye everyone.